Well, Aeneas, what were you looking for beyond Duke when you went to the transfer portal?
I was just looking for a home. I was looking for somewhere that can highlight my strengths, that can develop me as a player so that when I get to the next level and it's that time, I'm as good as I can be.
Was it pretty quickly you latched on Virginia Tech? What was that whole process like?
I would say, I wouldn't say it was quick. I would say it was definitely something that was thought out. And when I really came to Virginia Tech, they made it undeniable almost. I feel like just the people here, the family that this team has together, the leaders here, and just the coaching staff made it almost a choice that was in my hands. Like it was something that where if this is what I wanted to be the best player I could be, this is the place I need to be.
Schematically, was there something about the fit with this defense that made a lot of sense?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the way we play, fast, physical, and upfield, that's definitely tailored to my skill set on what will make me the best player I can be.
For someone who didn't started only one game last year, what was the mindset of being as productive as you were and seemed like taking advantage of every rep that you had on the field?
Yeah, honestly and truthfully, I never even thought about it like that. I just always felt like whenever I'm in the game, I am a starter, whether that's one rep in the fourth quarter, whether that's 100 reps from the beginning of the game. I just took every opportunity as when you're out here, you're the person that's representing your respective school.
Was that hard leaving Duke? I mean, the success that you guys had there, and I assume teammates that you were friends with and everything.
Yeah, it was. I love that place. That's a place that definitely molded me and developed me as the player I am to this day. But, it's a decision that I had to make.
What is that like coming into a new room? And perhaps it helps having a couple other transfers at tackle come in with you, but you're the new guy in that room, but you're also one of the older guys, and I imagine you have to sort of take on a leadership mantle there.
Yeah, well, I feel like on most times it can be a super stressful and difficult time, but thankfully, I got to meet the guys prior to me being here and get to being around them, and they really showed me warm hospitality coming here as long as I was ready to work, and I feel like that's how it should be.
How about JC? What was it like playing for him?
Oh, he's a great guy. He's definitely a huge reason why I was so excited to come here. And, with my development, Coach JC has been I couldn't ask for more.
Is he like a harsh coach on you guys? What's his coaching style like when you're out there?
I would say Coach JC is hard but fair. That's definitely, and that's how you want it. That's how I feel like personally. That's how you get the best out of players. Where like you're fair and honest, and you tell them what they need to hear. But at the same time, when you do good, he tells you did good, and when you do bad, he lets you know you did bad.
How much of an influence have your dad and grandfather been on you as a football player growing up with them being All-American linemen at their respective stops?
It's all I knew growing up. I never knew anything different. I only knew to dominate when I play. Watching my dad's old tape that he used to find on old DVDs and then listen to my grandmother and my grandfather when he got older just try to piece together his stories about how good he was at San Diego and the Oilers. It was just it was all I knew growing up. So I just knew that was something I wanted to be like. I just had to figure out how to get there.
Did you ever stop by NCC and check out his film from when he was a college guy?
I wish I could. I've never been over there. I've never been over there to check out the film, but I've definitely heard the stories of him in the hallways.
And what stood out about watching film of your dad that you may have carried over, that you learned growing up?
Yeah, my dad was the TFL leader, single game TFL record for a while at App State. I think he held it for almost 6 years, and ever since I was a little boy, he always instilled in me that like, as long as I'm getting off the ball, good things are gonna happen. A good get off will fix a whole lot of issues that can happen later in the play. So as long as I start with that, I'll be all right.
What's Kamari like to be around?
Oh, he's a great guy. Me and Kamari definitely have a couple things in common, like his TikTok. Me and him both are pretty big TikTokers, we like to say, at least in the D-line room.
You look at his weight room numbers and see what he's squatting and stuff like that. Is that kind of eye-popping when you see him do that?
He's definitely a one-of-a-kind athlete. I can't wait to get out there and play with him. I'm sure me and him are going to have a great chemistry, which we've been building every day out here. So I just can't wait to get with him on the field in the game.
Is that the same way with Kelvin?
Yeah, it's almost like we're a trio in there. It's almost like God sent that all three of us came here together. I feel like we all have unique skill sets that we can all piece together and really make some magic happen when we get in there.
How much have Fuga and Penne helped with assimilating you guys to the room?
Yeah, they've been great leaders. They've done a great job making sure that me, Kelvin, and Kamari have came in and really found our role here. Made sure we learned the plays, made sure we knew what was going on, made sure we were never falling behind. So those guys I owe everything to when I came here.
I asked you about your dad and your grandfather, but your mom was a pretty good softball player back in the day. she try to ever get you to go play baseball?
Yeah, I did. I actually played varsity baseball in high school. I mean, baseball was basically my second love. I played that, I would probably say, just as much as I played football growing up. I mean, basically until I started getting offers. I mean, I love baseball. I mean, it's definitely my second home for sure.
What position did you play?
Third base and right field.
Now, your parents met when your mom came over to work at NC Central, is that correct?
No, it was when she came for softball. She was down here for softball.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your dad was still in college at App State, or had he moved over?
My dad had just finished college.
Okay.
So he had came back to North Carolina, lived here for a while. Then he met my mother.
So she went to Long Beach, correct?
Yeah, Long Beach State. Yes, sir.
It's quite a tattoo on your arm there. It's like a ship.
So
What is that?
it says I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. It's got to do with my fraternity. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi, so that's definitely something we hold true and dear.
919, is that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's the Raleigh area code.
All right.
Was it tough getting out of the triangle to come here?
I mean, it was. I mean, leaving my parents. I mean, it definitely was a big step for me. But it was about that time. Because when it gets to the next level, you have no idea where you're gonna play. So what I'm saying, it was about that time that I made the change.
When you were in film preparing for ACC games during last season, did Virginia Tech's defense stick out to you, and was that part of the reason why you were like, when you got to the portal, that Tech could be an option?
It really wasn't the film so much, but it was seeing around the ACC who's doing what. Antoine Powell-Ryland, the season he had with his 10 sacks, and the guys they had interior like Narelle Pollard and those guys. I mean, they really stepped it up on that defensive line. So when you play D-line, especially in the same conference, you want to know who else is good. So seeing those guys and seeing the amount of TFLs they had and the sacks that they accumulated, I definitely was on watch for them.